Hello, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to episode 5 of the Problems with Archeage. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the customer support and the communication with Trion and how it's affecting players negatively. So, first up, customer support. Now, this will mostly focus on the ticket system because it needs a big improvement. Now, the problems with it. The biggest problem is half of the time when you send in a ticket, it feels like the response is not human, and it feels like the GM that responds, if it is a human, just doesn't care or have a clue about what you're talking about. Now, I don't know how many times I've seen this, but I hear it all the time from people in my guild where they will send in a ticket and the response they get is, "Hi, thanks for contacting Trion customer support, but unfortunately this isn't something we can help you with. Sorry," and that's it. There's no further information. They don't go into detail as to why they can't help you. They don't go into detail as to any information about what you've said. It looks like they've not read your message and given you a personalized response. It looks like they've just looked at it. Wants an item that he even stoned returned. Nah, can't help you, sorry. Macro response number 1. Now, this has a lot of negative implications on the player base, because for those that don't realize, 9 times out of 10, if you get a message saying this isn't something we can help you with, if you argue your case, it gets fixed. And what will happen is you'll get told it can't be done. You'll send in a ticket saying, yeah, it can, I want it fixed, fix it for me now. And after you argue your case 2 or 3 times, it'll be escalated for further assistance, at which point somebody that understands Archeage will look at your ticket and fix the problem for you. Or in the case of what I've seen on the forums sometimes, one of the GMs, like Big Data Dude, will intervene and actually assist. And it's things like this that show me that a lot of these problems can be fixed because they get fixed, but they don't get fixed immediately. Now, how many people have tried to get a problem solved, been told that they can't, get help, and that's it, they've left it at that, and they've not argued the point? And how many of the people that have given up have quit the game, or have played less, or started to get annoyed, and it's started, them thinking about the game negatively? These sorts of things with customer support have long-reaching effects in the player base, because it's not just the person that you've talked to that has been hurt, but it's their friends. And, maybe they've got people that might have joined the game, but when their friend asks them, is it any good? Should I play? They get told, no, it's not worth playing, because, the customer support's terrible. They don't care about their players. These are the sorts of things that customer support should try to stop. And I think you should go the extra, the extra distance with helping your players, because at the end of the day, you want to try and keep the players. Another problem is there is no quick way to contact customer support. Originally, we had the live chat, and, this was one of the best things. If you had an issue that needed immediate attention, you could contact a GM on live chat and have the problem fixed immediately. A long time back, when they were doing the trade pack event, where we had to hand in as many trade packs as we could in 3 days, my guild, and I came, I think, 4th in Europe. We were bringing in like 12 haulers and freighters into Yinister while it was in peace, and a guild blocked us from the front and the back. So we contacted live support, and a GM came into the game and blew up their freighters for us, and one of them got a 3-day ban for that. I actually recorded the whole thing. The video is in the description, check it out, it's hilarious. But, that's one case where live chat saved us. Another case, which live chat would be amazing right now, this will probably speak to a lot of people that are listening to this video, but how many of you have had that problem with the Bloomfang pet, where your character gets stuck, and you get, stuck in a T-pose and you need to send a ticket in to get it fixed? Now, how long did that take to fix it? A day? 2 days? 3 days? If there was live chat, it would be fixed within half an hour. And You know, no, I understand maybe that it's slightly annoying to have live chat support. Maybe it's a little bit more effort on the end of, you know, you guys, but just having the ability to contact a real human being in, you know, real time is a huge benefit. And I'd like to see that come back. But, you know, when people contact GMs as well on the ticket system, guys, just spend that extra time. Do a real human response. Because to give 2 examples, and this will be the last I've got to say on the ticket system, but 2 examples of hilarious responses. The first one was a guy that used to be in Arcane Mayhem called Makeel. He had a mythic tier 7 staff, and he had been using it for about a month. And, you know, he had changed his mind. He wanted to get the sealed staff back so he could sell it for like 200k or whatever. So he contacted support and said, I've got a mythic tier 7 staff in my inventory. Could you please remove this item and give me the sealed mythic tier 7 staff back so I can sell it? And the response he got, and we didn't believe him until we got a screenshot, the response actually said, I cannot find an item named mythic tier 7 staff in your inventory. Because we cannot find the item, we're unable to help you in this case. Like, you know, if that doesn't tell you that whoever responded to that doesn't know anything about the game, I don't know what will. But another case was when I contacted support, and this was after I'd bought one of the Archeage packs. I think it was one of the £70 ones, and it came with some migration talismans, 10 of them. And I wanted to go from spirit to strength. And I unwrapped them all as spirit, and I was like, crap, I've made a mistake, I needed to unwrap them as strength. So I contacted support and said, I've picked the wrong stat for these migration talismans. Could you remove the 10 spirit ones that are in my inventory and give me the strength ones? And the response I got was, hi, the items that you got from the Archeage pack have already been consumed. You've already used them. We can't just give you more freebies. Sorry. And I was like, I haven't used them. I've opened them, but I selected the wrong stat. They're still in my inventory, unused. Please remove them and give me the correct item. And once again, I got a response. Hi, we cannot find the items. You've already used them. Please, you know, stop contacting us. They didn't actually say that. But, you know, but it felt like they were just trying to just fob me off. Like, stop talking to me. You know, we cannot find the item and we can't help you. And after I replied again, as I mentioned, it got escalated for further assistance, and somebody that understood the mechanics of the migration talismans took a look at it, and they refunded me the 10 items in the stat that I wanted, which was spirit to strength. And that was great, you know, problem solved. But the underlying point here is, in all of these cases that I've mentioned, something that can be solved, initially the customer gets told that it can't be done, you know, and that shouldn't be the case, because at the end of the day you need to just go that extra distance to help your customers, or they're just going to quit, you know. And you're losing players unnecessarily simply because, you know, returning players that have lost all of their mails contact support and say, hey, I've come back to the game, you know, and I've lost all of my houses and my chests. Could you give them back to me? And they get told no. Do you think that those players that have just returned are going to stay? No, they're going to leave. And, you know, the last point is communication, you know, on the forums. I'd like to see a little more effort with communication on the forums, because it is getting better, but there is still a lot to be, you know, desired when it comes to communication on the forums. Many times, big threads will pop up, like recently the one with the car, where people were begging to know whether or not the car would be upgradable. Now, what you should have done is very early on make a post saying currently the car is not upgradable in our game. You know, in our version of the game, there is no ticket upgrade available. Please do not expect there to be an upgrade for your current cars. We're talking to Excel. We're trying to get the upgrade into the game for you, but please do not expect there to be an upgrade. You know, if you had said that early on, it would have stopped a lot of people getting hyped up for the new cars. And in hindsight, I think you actually helped people, because for those that haven't tested out the new car, the B200, in my opinion, is worse than the Redwood Roadster or the Timber Coupe. So I think a lot of people would have upgraded their cars and then regretted it heavily. They would have been thinking about, like, you know, contacting a GM to get their car refunded. But, you know, the point is, if you would have been quick on the thing to say, look, at the moment, there's no upgrade, we're trying to sort it out for you, you know, that would have been great. And people knew, because the PTS was live. We could see in the folio that there was no upgrade available for the cars. You know, people were asking you, why is it in the folio there's no upgrade for the Redwood Roadster? Is this the final release? And there was no response. It was silence. And this happened to me when I made a post a while back about when you were doing the Apex special, buy 10, get 3 for free, buy 5, get 1 for free, you know. I made a post saying that in British pounds, the 10 pack is wrong. It's not actually buy 10, get 3 for free, because it was the price of 11.1 Apexes. It was like £83, whereas 10 Apexes would have been £75. And it was cheaper to actually buy 2 of the 5+1 packs plus a single 1 Apex than it was to buy the 10+3 pack. And I made a post at Celestrata, your prices are wrong. No response. No response for about 2 weeks, even though there were tons of replies, pages and pages of replies. It was like, what the hell happened, you know? Why did nobody from the GM team reply to this thread? Why was it completely ignored? And I'll have a link to the thread in the description. I'll also have a link to the video from the Virus Guild that blocked us in Yinister, and then we used the live chat to get their freighters blown up while they were blocking us. That'll be in the description as well, you know. But how things have changed, you know, the second time that the Apex offer was put out, I made a similar thread, and within 10 minutes, Muzzy had replied. Muzzy was on the ball. He replied saying, I'll look into this. And he did. And it was fixed. People that had already purchased it got bonus Apexes for their money. And, you know, that's how it should have been the first time round. But similar to the ticket system, you know, it's never the first time that fixes it. Anyway, I do hope that, you know, things change, because customer support should be there to support customers. And, you know, hopefully going forwards, things will change for the better. And let's stop players quitting. And when 4.0 comes out, you know, be ready for players that are coming back to send in mails about, you know, losing stuff in the mail, and help them, please. And I'll see you in the next video, guys.